I will call on the gentleman from Ohio, Mr. Landsman, for his 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman, and the ranking member for having today's hearing, and for all of you witnesses for being here today. When AMUFA was first signed into law, right, we got 5 years under our belt. It was aimed at increasing the efficiency at the FDA so that they could update the monographs more quickly, keep up with consumer healthcare needs, create a simpler pathway to the market for innovative products with safe, established ingredients. And like everybody else, my constituents rely on these over-the-counter drugs, and they want to be able to have, a set of options, lots of options, and the most innovative and best products on the shelves when they go shopping. The challenge has been that over the course of the last 5 years, despite the attempt of this law to make things more efficient, there have been few sponsor-initiated OTC monograph changes. There haven't been many, right? And so the questions here for you, Ms. Corrigan-Curay, as the acting director of the Center for Drug Evaluation and Research, have you seen the implementation of AMUFA? Are you watching this? What can you say?
Yes, thank you for that question. And I think what we have to realize, we do have one, of course, new OMAR for sunscreen, and we've also issued orders to update safety labeling for acetaminophen. We've issued an order on phenylephrine and its efficacy or lack thereof. And then we, when you build a program from really scratch, it's not like when we had the PDUFA, we were approving PDUFA drugs. There's a time to build, and then we started, meeting our meeting goals in year 3, and that's when we start to get the innovation. So there is a lag in terms of building the first program and then seeing an OMAR come to fruition. But we have on our agenda, we're going to continue to update labels. We're willing to work with companies. We've told them, the data that we need to examine, and we'll continue to work on innovation, including by giving them more opportunities to interact with us. So in AMUFA 2, we'll expand meetings if needed. We'll look at protocol synopsis. We'll do more education on the GRACE standard.
The time to build, I get 3 years seems like a long time, but I don't. I do this. I don't do what you do. So that piece aside, why have there been so few or is it really just that it took you a while? You just named a few 5 years later. And are you expecting an explosion of approvals now? Or there's still, it would be helpful to understand, for example, if folks in my district have said that some of the data required for an over-the-counter monograph change is more rigorous than they would have expected for some products. You mentioned time with your staff. Is data the requirements? Is that a big part of why we're seeing so few being approved?
Well, I think one thing is that, we need the data. The standard of safety effectiveness, the GRACE standard, is one that, needs to be rigorous because these products are over the counter. They can be bought anywhere. They're not under the provision of a healthcare provider. So we need to work with the companies so they understand what that data is. We will work on each individual case is different. We'll have that conversation.
Do you feel like you have the flexibility? Of course, rigorous data is really important. The question is, when does it become so much data that you're just keeping products from? There's just too much bureaucracy and it's taking too long. Do you feel like you have the flexibility in your reviews of these monographs to allow for innovation while still ensuring product safety, or do these applicants have to meet the same stringent standards?
They have to meet the standard for safety effectiveness, but how they get there, we think we can be flexible. We can look at alternative testings. We have the ability to figure out which data is fit for use.
I've run out of time. I'll submit my questions, and thank you, and I yield back. Well, sorry. One of the things that would be great, I'm sorry, is to get a sense, and we can follow up, but what can I tell my folks that you all are going to do or are doing that will make this process what was envisioned 5 years ago? But I'll follow up. Thank you, Madam Chair, for giving me that. I yield back.
The gentleman yields back, and now